Hi there and welcome again to the Explaining History YouTube channel. This is a very quick video just to explain some of Hitler's foreign policy objectives from the point of view of looking at his overall motivations. Okay, even before we start looking at things like the overthrow of the Treaty of Versailles, it's important to look at what Hitler believed regarding foreign policy. Now, as I've made this point before on this YouTube channel, Hitler is above all things in most of what he does a racial thinker, perhaps everything he does. And Hitler's interpretation about statecraft was based around ideas of race. To him, states were only useful as long as they managed to further racial ideas. For example, when Hitler annexes Austria in 1938, the state ceases to exist, the state is swept away. Hitler doesn't view, for example, Poland as a legitimate state entity. This is, as far as he's concerned, foreign peoples squatting on German territory. To him, when states are no more than constructs based around ideas, and as far as he's concerned, racial ideas are valid and other ideas are not. So he has no qualms with tearing states apart when necessary. What Hitler believes is that all of nature, all of life is defined by racial struggle, and that this means that war is good. This is something that Neville Chamberlain can't really understand about Hitler in 1938 when they meet at Munich, that he seems to want war. Chamberlain is surprised by this and thinks this is irrational, but he doesn't understand what Hitler's rationale actually is. That war is, in Hitler's view, a test of nations, and it is a test of racial strength. And Hitler's last testament when he's in the bunker in Berlin in 1945 is basically one of saying, well, this was a test of Germany's racial strength and the German people failed. So his what we would call revanchism, his desire to overturn the Treaty of Versailles and to have a kind of a revenge, is seen within this context. That Hitler, even had there not been a Treaty of Versailles, would still have been motivated by these ideas, or had the Treaty of Versailles been an entirely different kind of document, would have been motivated by these sorts of ideas. Hitler, of course, as a result of this, believes in rearmament, as a result of this, believes in the overturning of the Treaty of Versailles, and as the result of his racial thinking, or kind of part of his racial thinking, is his belief in Lebensraum, living space, that German people are a growing and a vital race, and a one that needs more territory and more land. One of the chief motivations behind the desire for Lebensraum was Hitler's observations on the great vast expanse of America. Hitler looks on admiringly as the Native American peoples were removed from their lands and killed through war and famine, a genocide for want of a better word. And also he looked at the way in which the British controlled India. There's a few 100,000 British administrators and soldiers and a continent of 400 million. And he believed that the future for Germany was something similar. And if Germany didn't have a vast expanse from Berlin to the Volga, that there would be no future for Germany. Germany would be squeezed out by, firstly, the USA on one hand, and by the USSR on the other. And in that regard, I suppose he was quite prophetic, though he perhaps couldn't see how things would end up. Anyway, I shall talk about more on this in the next video.